$275,000. That is the difference right now between the median single-family home price in the San Fernando Valley and the median single-family home price in Santa Clarita. Same region, same commuter distance to LA, $275,000 less. That number is why this conversation is happening more and more. And in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know before you make that move. I'm Lucky De Leon, real estate advisor with Keller Williams VIP Properties here in Santa Clarita. I know this area from both sides. I lived in Los Angeles, then Burbank, and then I made the move to Santa Clarita. I understand what it means to uproot yourself looking for something better. More space, more peace, more value for everything you are working so hard for. Santa Clarita was that place for me. But stick with me because at minute 5, I'm going to show you a real side-by-side of what the same budget buys in the Valley versus Santa Clarita right now. The difference will change how you see this decision. Why people are leaving LA and the Valley right now? Let me start with the honest truth about why this conversation keeps happening. The San Fernando Valley is a great place to live. I know it personally. The culture, the food, the community, the access to everything. But for a lot of families, the math has gotten very difficult. According to the April 2026 market data from the Southland Regional Association of Realtors, the median sale price for all residential properties in the San Fernando Valley right now is $1 million. For single-family homes specifically, it's $1,145,000. And that number is up 5 to 6% from last year. It's still going up. That means a lot of families who could have bought in Burbank or Sherman Oaks 5 years ago simply can't anymore. And the ones who are renting are watching those numbers and doing math that doesn't add up. It's not just cost. It's space, it's schools, it's the feeling of wanting something quieter, something where your kids have a backyard, something where the square footage makes sense for what you are paying. Those aren't unreasonable things to want, and the move to Santa Clarita is how a lot of Valley families are getting there. But there are real trade-offs, and I want to give you both sides. The commute reality. The first thing everyone asks me, what about the commute? I'm going to be honest with you because I think you deserve the real answer more than a sales pitch. Santa Clarita sits about 30 to 35 miles north of downtown Los Angeles, just up the 5 freeway. From the Valley, depending on where you are looking at a similar or slightly longer drive than what you already do to get to certain parts of LA. Here is the real breakdown. If you work in the San Fernando Valley, Burbank, Studio City, Sherman Oaks, North Hollywood, the commute to Santa Clarita is genuinely manageable, 20 to 35 minutes most mornings. That's a trade you can live with. If you work in downtown LA or the west side during peak morning hours, 7 to 9 a.m., you are looking for a little longer commute, maybe 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on the day. The 5 freeway can be unpredictable. That's a real consideration. If you are in Porter Ranch, Chatsworth, or the Northwest Valley, Santa Clarita actually makes geographic sense. You're moving closer to that part of the valley, not further. And here's the thing that has changed this conversation completely for a lot of people: hybrid and remote work. If you're in the office 2 or 3 days a week, this commute becomes very manageable. Many of the families I work with made this move specifically because hybrid work unlocked it for them. My honest answer, if you need to be in central LA or west side at 8 a.m. 5 days a week, the commute will wear on you. But for the majority of Valley residents I talk to, it's very workable. What your money actually buys, the real comparison. Okay, here is the side-by-side I promised you. I'm using the April 2026 official market data from the Southland Regional Association of Realtors for both markets. These aren't Zillow estimates. These are actual closed sale numbers. San Fernando Valley. Median sale price for all residential properties, $1 million. Single-family homes specifically, $1,145,000. Condos and townhomes, $665,000. Santa Clarita, median sale price for all residential properties, $810,000. Single-family homes specifically, $870,000. Condos and townhomes, $581,000. That is $275,000 difference on single-family homes. Using the same budget, let's say $900,000. Here is what actually changes. In the Valley, at $900,000, you are likely looking at a smaller, older home, possibly with deferred maintenance in a competitive area. You may be at 1,200 to 1,400 square feet. You may be in a multiple offer situation. In Santa Clarita, $870,000, which is the median, you are looking at a newer single-family home, often 1,800 to 2,200 square feet, with a real backyard, two-car garage, and in many cases, a well-maintained HOA community with amenities, built in the last 20 to 30 years. Same budget, meaningful, different home. And I want to be straight with you about one thing. I'm not gonna promise you a single family home in Santa Clarita for $600,000 because that's not the reality of this market right now. What I can tell you is that compared to what the same money gets you in the Valley, Santa Clarita consistently delivers more home for less. The data is clear on that. If your budget is more than $580,000 range, condos and townhomes in Santa Clarita are a real and solid entry point. And at $84,000 less than the Valley condo median, the math starts to look very different. Best neighborhoods moving from the Valley. Now, let me walk you through where to actually land in Santa Clarita because it's not one neighborhood. It's a collection of very different communities. Valencia is the most polished and established. Think well-maintained HOA communities, great schools, newer shopping and dining, family-friendly parks and trails. Prices set at the higher end of Santa Clarita, $750,000 and up for single family. Stevenson Ranch, technically just outside city limits, but very much part of the Santa Clarita community, is another top choice. Quiet, safe, excellent schools, tight-knit feel, similar pricing to Valencia. Sogos is a solid middle ground. Good neighborhoods, good schools, and you'll find single-family homes in the $650,000 to $750,000 range. A great value play. Canyon Country is your most accessible entry point. Single-family homes starting in the mid to upper $600,000. Newhall has the most character. Revitalized downtown with local restaurants and coffee shops. A neighborhood feels that's more organic than a planned community. Great for buyers who want something with personality. My honest recommendation, drive through each neighborhood on a Saturday morning before you decide. Real estate is numbers on paper, but neighborhoods are felt in person. Schools, safety, and lifestyle. 3 things families from the Valley ask me every single time. Schools. The William S. Hart Union High School District serves Santa Clarita and has a strong reputation. Several schools rank highly in California. It's a genuine upgrade from many Valley neighborhoods. Always check the specific school for the area you are considering at greatschools.org. I'll link it in the description. Safety? Santa Clarita consistently ranks as one of the safest cities in California. That's not marketing. It shows up in the data year after year. Families who make this move almost never regret it from a safety standpoint. Lifestyle? This is what surprises Valley transplants most. Santa Clarita has its own identity. Hiking trails, parks, community events, a growing food and coffee scene. It's not a suburb waiting to become something. It's already a real community. And summers are hot, regularly over 100 degrees in July and August. Coming from coastal parts of the Valley where summers are milder, this is the one adjustment that catches people off guard. Air conditioning is essential here, not optional. What surprises people most? Let me end with the things that genuinely surprise people who make this move from the Valley. The quiet at night. After years in denser neighborhoods, people are genuinely surprised by how quiet it gets here. Some love it immediately. Some take a few weeks. The community feel. This one surprises people the most positively. Despite having over $200,000 residents, Santa Clarita has a small city culture. You start recognizing faces. Your kid's school becomes your social circle. After years in LA or the Valley, it feels like a different world. And the one thing people say to me the most, often after they make the move, I wish we'd done this sooner. So, is the move from the Valley or LA to Santa Clarita worth it? Here is my honest answer. If you need to be in central LA or the west side at 8 a.m. 5 days a week, think carefully about the commute. But if you work in the Valley corridor, if you're hybrid, or if you work from home or work in Santa Clarita itself, and if you want $275,000 more home for your money, better schools, and a safer and quieter life, for most families, the answer is yes. I made this journey myself, from Guatemala to Los Angeles to Burbank to here. And what I found in Santa Clarita was what I was looking for: space, community, value, and a place that feels like home. If you are thinking about making this move and you want a real conversation about what it would like for you and your family, what neighborhoods fit your budget, what the buying process looks like in this market, what to expect, I would love to talk. I'm bilingual in English and Spanish. I know both markets personally, and I work with families making exactly this transition. My phone and email are in the description. No pressure, no sales pitch, just an honest conversation. I'm Lucky De Leon, your Santa Clarita real estate advisor. See you next Tuesday.